Reality TV. It's a phenomenon that's swept the world. In this programme, we'll take a look at the history of reality TV. From the highs to the lows. We'll look at the controversies, gauging viewer opinion, and looking at how reality TV is evolving into the future. So, let's get started. I'm going to take you all the way back to the 1940s. Yep, this is the beginning of reality TV. The very first example of a reality show is a show that actually started off on the radio. Candid Microphone was the very first instance of a reality show which pranked real members of the public.
On a bright and sunny afternoon last week, a window shopping lady walked into a curio shop to browse, maybe to buy. She didn't know what she was really walking into.
It started off on American radio, but later evolved with the invention of the television. Then, it became Candid Camera, a show that's still running to this day.
Someday, sometime, someplace when you least expect it, we're going to make you a star of the Candid Camera.
So, that's the beginning, but we've still got a long way to go. There are a few other reality shows between the 40s and 50s, but it wasn't until the 60s that more reality TV was being produced. First shown here in the UK in 1964, Granada Television's 7 Up interviewed a dozen ordinary 7-year-olds from different parts of society, asking them about their reactions to their everyday lives. Every 7 years, a new documentary was filmed with the same individuals, titled The Up series. They are still being filmed to this day. The first sort of modern reality TV show could be The American Sportsman.
Well, I'm heading out. Don't know exactly where I'll be going, but I have a hunch that fishing's going to be great.
It ran from 1965 to 1986 on the American network ABC. It featured American celebs, sometimes with members of their family, accompanied by a camera crew on an outdoor adventure, like hunting, fishing, rock climbing, even race car driving.
Your kind of excitement, and watch for the American Sportsman on Sunday afternoons, right here on ABC.
Now, here's where things get interesting. Based on the American series, An American Family, the BBC commissioned The Family in 1974.
As you can see, we're filming. It is going to be a tremendous intrusion into your privacy, because we will film everything, and there's no lights, so you're not going to be in a position where you think, well, once they turn the lights off, we can talk in secret. We can really discuss the things that are necessary to making this family work. We are here all the time, and we can film you at any time, anywhere.
It followed the working-class Wilkins family who lived in Reading. This was the first Big Brother-esque TV show to hit UK screens, but without the public vote and no shouty Geordie man. This also kickstarted a series of other reality TV shows across the world, from The Newlywed Game in America, a game show that pitted newly married couples against each other to see who knew each other best, to Living in the Past here in the UK, a show that saw 24 people transported back in time to an Iron Age settlement for a year. Reality TV was gaining pace. Now we turn to the 1980s and a show that you'll definitely recognise. Yes, the 80s saw the introduction of the cult reality TV show, Cops. Cops was born out of a need for new programming for the American network Fox during the infamous 1988 Writers Guild of America strike. The show follows ordinary police officers out on patrol, but you can almost guarantee that the results will be far from ordinary. Cops is still running to this day, though on a different network, Spike. So, that's the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s covered, but we're only just getting started. Now, we move to the 90s and the true birth of reality TV as we know it today. In 1992, based on the Dutch series Nummer 28, MTV commissioned the ever-popular The Real World. It was the first television series to put several strangers together in a house in different locations. Cameras would follow their lives for several months. This was a landmark series as it kick-started the wave of reality TV to come throughout the years. The BBC commissioned Changing Rooms in 1996. It was the first ever DIY/home improvement reality TV show. It saw couples swap houses to decorate one room in each other's house. The first edition of Survivor aired in Sweden in 1997 under the name Expedition Robinson. It was a simple idea: put 16 people on an island and make them compete to be the last remaining survivor. While it never really took off here, it has gone on to be a global success, particularly in the United States, where it still receives record ratings. We've covered 60 years of reality TV, which is a lot in itself, but now things are literally about to explode. In 2000, one of the biggest TV shows ever first hit our TV screens. First broadcast in the Netherlands in 1999, Big Brother is one of the biggest success stories of television history. The premise was simple: stick 16 people in a house, cut them off from the outside world, and see what happens. Viewers were involved more than any other television programme. For the first time, viewers could watch housemates' every move 24 hours, 7 days a week, via an online live feed direct from the house. Viewers could decide who stayed and who went via a phone vote. This was the birth of viewer interactive TV shows as we know them today. Though less popular, Big Brother still runs around the world to this day, in such countries as Australia, Canada, the USA, and here in the UK, where it is currently in its 16th Time Bomb series. The success of Big Brother around the world spawned a number of programmes with a similar premise of viewer voting being the key to the outcome, such as Pop Idol, which later went on to inspire co-creator Simon Cowell to create The X Factor, Pop Stars, Britain's Got Talent, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Strictly Come Dancing, Fame Academy, and The Voice, which was created by Big Brother creator John DeMol, as well as many others. The noughties also saw scripted reality TV shows become a rising success, with American franchises like The Real Housewives, Laguna Beach, The Hills, and Jersey Shore leading the charge. These shows later went on to spawn UK scripted reality TV shows like The Only Way is Essex, Made in Chelsea, Geordie Shore, and even The Real Housewives of Cheshire. All of these shows make reality TV a force to be reckoned with within the television industry, with many broadcasters carrying at least one reality TV show as a ratings magnet. So, that's the vast history of reality TV covered. But what impact has it had on our modern society? To help answer this, I conducted an online survey which garnered 40 responses, and the results are astonishing. It's me! I'm in a different place! I've got new presentery clothes on, I've got different TV, I'm in a different location, and none of that is important though. Because what is important is the results of my survey, which I'm about to show you. Now, I use surveymonkey.com to host this survey, and I also put this on a Big Brother forum, and I also put it on a Britain's Got Talent hashtag BGT. So bear these two things in mind while I show you these results. Now, let's crack on. So, the first selection of results that I'm going to show you is with the question, do you watch reality TV? We probably will have no surprises here. 100% of the respondents said yes, as you can see there, and no one said that they didn't. That's not surprising. I was expecting that in the places that I posted them. But it just goes to show that the fact that these things are still getting traction, the fact that these establishments still exist, shows that reality TV does still have a cult following. On to the next question. How often do you watch reality TV? Now, this one was quite interesting in itself as well. Let's just load the results up. So as you can see, as I'm loading them up, every day 12 people out of 40 watching that. Every few days 14. Now that shows that while reality TV still is quite popular, it's not retaining the viewer enough. It's either that or it's that their shows are only on every few days, it's not on every day. Once a week they're on 9 people, once or twice a fortnight on 3. No one watching it once a month. So I would say that whilst people like to keep up with it, it's more leaning on watching it on a regular basis, so it's more not of a casual, oh, I'll just flick on the TV, see what's happening. It's more of a dedicated fan base. Very rarely on one person and the other responses there. Now those other responses consisted of just people saying, oh, I'll only watch this show when it's on, I'll only watch The Real Housewives, or I'll just drift in and out. So that's what those other responses consisted of. Now, here's the main question. Would you say that reality TV has had a large impact on society? Again, 40 responses. Now this is interesting. 38 people there saying yes, it has. It has had a large impact. 2 people there saying no. This is particularly interesting because what this shows is that no one just thinks, oh, well, it's just reality TV. You know, these young people, they get up to whatever, you know. It's just on the TV, it's nothing to be worried about. It's not those. 2 people there might think that, but this is important. This shows that people, like myself, do think that reality TV has had a large impact on society. Now, after that, I asked a follow-up question saying, why? Why do you think that? So I saw the responses here. I'm about to show you now, so let's go.
We are very voyeuristic.
Is that Marcus Bentley from Big Brother?
No, it's not.
Right, okay, go on then, read the response.
We are very voyeuristic as people. We love knowing all about other people's business, good or bad. Therefore, we subconsciously imitate the behaviours of people on television or celebrities in general. Reality TV tends to be reported daily, especially in the case of Big Brother, so we become hooked and find every article interesting.
Now, this one I found really interesting. This was the more thought out response that I saw, but it is 100% spot on in my opinion. I think that we all do like to have a good nose in other people's business, but I think this also shows why reality TV is quite popular. So not just why it's had an impact on our society, but why it still continues to go on to this day, why it is increasing in popularity in some countries and in some more localised areas. Okay, Marcus, you want to read the next one?
I'm not Marcus Bentley.
Right, go on then.
Shows that were made to entertain us actually create stereotypes and assumptions about different groups. For example, Towie and Made in Chelsea. Not to mention it can result in younger viewers often imitating reality stars, which can have an adverse effect on their behaviour. For example, Geordie Shore may result to someone going into nightclubs and drinking heavily and having sex to live the same lifestyle portrayed in these shows.
Again, I think this one really does hit the nail on the head. I think especially there, it creates stereotypes and assumptions about different groups. Now, this could work in some people's favours and others it can't. Also, the part about influencing younger people. Yep, young viewers. I think that with those two shows, they're very, very different. So for example, if a younger person is watching Made in Chelsea, they're all very rich people, live a very lavish lifestyle. That might say to some younger people, that might make them think, oh, well maybe if I work hard at it, I can get to that stage where I can be rich and successful. But I think with a show like Towie and Geordie Shore, it might just encourage bad behaviour. Going out, getting drunk, you know, as it says there, drinking heavily and having sex to live the same lifestyle portrayed in these shows. Now, I think that might make them a bit disorientated with the real world. So whether they whether they are actually actively going out and doing that because of that, I think that could probably have an adverse effect on their lives in themselves. But I also think that they could probably use that experience to learn from it and go, oh, well, I don't want to do that again. But I think that has also hit the nail on the head of it affecting younger people, because they can be easier influenced than, say, more grown-up people that have sort of been there and done that and know right from wrong. Right, Marcus, we've got the last one coming up now. Let's have a listen.
It does have an impact, in particular on BBUK. For example, a housemate can come across in a certain way from the producers, yet in real life the person could be completely different to what the producers have shown.
Now this one spoke to me quite a lot, because I personally am a huge fan of Big Brother and I really do share this view. Because say if I myself wanted to appear on that show, I would probably be quite camera aware and thinking, oh, well, I don't really want to come across in that way. And I think that can affect the viewer as well. I think it can make them feel quite disconnected with the show in a sense, because they sort of know that that's happening and they know that they aren't seeing the full picture. And I think that could probably affect them in their everyday lives. So they're probably watching their mouth a bit, so they're trying not to offend everyone and really not being their true self. So I think that that one has also hit the nail on the head. Okay, so now we move on to the next question. Thank you, Marcus, by the way. Or nearly Marcus. Would you go on a reality show yourself? Now, this one was particularly interesting. Have a look at this. 20 people said yes, 20 people said no. That's half and half there. So I think that speaks volumes, and that some people do enjoy the process and enjoy the entire show and will probably think, yeah, I want to go out and do that. But I think others as well are kind of sort of those people that were watching, oh no, I want to do that myself. You know, that speaks volumes about people. That speaks volumes about reality TV in itself. You know, maybe viewers would feel more comfortable taking a back seat on their sofas and just watching it at home, as opposed to actively going on a show and actually wanting to be part of that process. So that speaks volumes to me. Now we move on to the next set of responses, which one and why. And now I think we have Peter Dixon from the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent. All right, Peter.
It's you doing an impression of Peter Dixon.
Yeah. Okay, right, well, anyway. Move on.
Big Brother! It seems like a hard, yet fun experience. Although, I would like to state that Channel 5 is ruining the beauty of Big Brother by purposely changing the show for the worse and removing original elements of the show that the British public fell in love with.
Now again, I agree with this. I do think that Channel 5 have changed the show, but some people like the changes that they've made. Some people like that it's more drama, twist, twist, twist. But others, similar to me, are kind of like, oh, can't they just let things play out naturally for a once? You know, just take a back seat, don't be involved all the time. Now, probably unsurprisingly, most of these responses are actually Big Brother. In fact, I think we've got two more, but they're quite different to that one.
I would only apply, if there was ever a need to do so, for Big Brother, to see how far I could get through the process.
Now again, that one's quite interesting.
if there was ever a need to do so. So I think, as I said before, this is probably one of the people who are probably more comfortable just sitting back and taking a back seat and watching it at home. Now again, we've got the last one coming up, and it's another answer for Big Brother. Big Brother! I'm honest, straight to the point, and with that in mind, I think I'd win. Now I think that's quite interesting. You know, we've clearly got the typo there where I've put a full stop instead of an exclamation mark, which is embarrassing. But you know, that's quite interesting. I'm honest, straight, talking to the point. With that in mind, I think I'd win. That's clearly showing someone who wants to kind of go on there, you know, I'm there to win. I want that to change my life. Kind of a determined person. Now, whether that can link back to a point of influencing someone to just be lazy and, you know, go on all these shows to win, or it could actually show proper determination. They probably come from nothing and want to build themselves up to become a bigger person and, you know, change their life. So that's the end of those responses. Ooh, random jump cut there. Sorry about that. So, also to link in with my impact on society segment, I also interviewed two people. I interviewed my mum, Susie. She's 40. Now, I would say that she's more of a casual viewer of reality TV rather than an obsessive. I also interviewed my aunt, Michelle. She's also 40. Twins. The twins. So, let's have a look.
I'm not an obsessive reality TV viewer. I'm more of a casual viewer.
I would say I'm more of a casual viewer. I do like reality TV, but I very much these days, I dip my toes in and out. I haven't got an absolute favourite, but yeah, I'd say definitely more of a casual viewer.
Favourite reality TV show is Dance Mums.
Oh, it's a tricky one. For many years, I would definitely hands down say Big Brother is and has been my most favourite reality TV show. But more recently, I love Real Housewives. I haven't watched all of them, but Real Housewives of Cheshire and Real Housewives of Melbourne are two in particular that I really loved.
Because the characters are really feisty in it, it's funny, and the kids that dance in it are really good at dancing.
So Big Brother, I think I've loved. I started watching it right from the very first show. So for me, I was quite young, I suppose, when Big Brother first came on TV, and I loved the concept behind it. I loved the fact that it was a social experiment, you know, things like that had never been done before. And I think as the years have gone on, I've just sort of been hooked on it, really. So Big Brother, I think for that reason, I still love, although it's changed a lot over the years, but I think that is pretty much the main reason why I do like it. And Real Housewives, I love it because it is just so nice to watch something that is so different from your own lifestyle. It's just completely, you know, wacky and out there, and just, you know, these people live another life, and I love it for that reason. It's you know, it's a release, it's nice, it's a guilty pleasure.
Probably Big Brother.
I think my least favourite would probably most recently be Britain's Got Talent.
Because I think it's that my least favourite is Big Brother, because I think over the years it's just deteriorated. It started off as a really good concept, and now it's just rubbish.
Because I just feel that everything is very staged. You know, you have the auditions where kind of people come on there and, you know, they show their talent, and then from that point on, it's just, you know, their outfits are chosen for them, their makeup's done, and I know it's a TV show, and, you know, you sort of have to kind of look good, but I just feel that it's all just a bit staged and a bit predictable, if I'm honest. A bit samey.
I think reality TV has had an impact on society. I think most people do watch reality TV. Most people relate to certain reality TV programmes, and I think a lot of people rely on reality TV as entertainment.
I do think it's had an impact on society with the younger generation in particular, and if I'm honest, I think things like Big Brother and The Only Way is Essex and Made in Chelsea, I think those type of reality shows are, you know, sort of young impressionable kids, teenagers are, you know, aspiring to be, you know, like these people. They want to be on telly and be on reality shows to become famous, and I'm not sure that is a good thing, but you know, they are fun. They are fun.
Maybe
I would, and I would be very choosy about which reality show I'd go on.
I think if I was going to go on a reality TV show, it would be something like The Island. Something challenging, something not silly.
The one, again, most recently that I absolutely loved as well was Bear Grylls' The Island. And I think that is something that's, you know, is a real personal challenge of strength and stamina, and, you know, I think that would be something, you know, really to sort of kind of go for and enjoy.
If someone I knew went on a reality TV show, I would wholeheartedly support them, I would watch them, and I would be happy for them if that's what they wanted to do.
I would wholeheartedly support them. I think, you know, everyone, you know, is entitled to sort of choose, you know, their path in life. And I am a fan of reality TV shows. I think there's a lot of good that comes out of reality TV shows. Not all of them, but I think sometimes, you know, there is a lot of good and positivity to come out of them. And if someone I knew wanted to go on one, I would be excited. You know, I think it would be brilliant. It would be amazing, and I would wholeheartedly support them.
I think reality TV has influenced young people. I think possibly in a negative way sometimes, because the people you see on the reality TV shows like Big Brother, they're just all desperate to be famous at whatever cost.
I think it's had a lot of influence on younger people, because I think certainly, you know, that it's, I think a lot of them are directed at young people and, you know, kids, and I think, you know, kids can relate to you know, people of a similar age. But also I do think some of the reality shows like X Factor, Britain's Got Talent, I think it shows kids and young people in particular, and, you know, sort of older people, but young kids in particular, I think it gives them hope that actually dreams can come true, and actually if they work hard and they believe in themselves and they have faith, they can, you know, do anything. And I think to watch people go far on these reality shows like X Factor, Britain's Got Talent, you know, I think it's it's a positive thing. And I think, you know, if kids can aspire to be people like that, then there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think it's a good thing.
Now to one of reality TV's biggest controversies. The 2007 edition of Celebrity Big Brother kicked off as normal, but all was not quite as it seemed. Everything was going perfectly, but producers felt that things needed spicing up in the house, so decided to send former housemate Jade Goody back into the house.
In the previous Celebrity Big Brother, we'd put Chantel in the Big Brother house.
From now on, you are a pop star. That's all right with me.
So we thought, what would be an interesting take on that sort of slightly postmodern celebrity thing? Who's the queen of Big Brother? It's Jade. She's become this celebrity through Big Brother. Wouldn't it be interesting to see how she interacts with people who regard themselves as proper celebrities?
Little did they know what was about to happen next.
Producers waited for a big storyline to open up. And it did.
I'm just fed up of fucking having to eat when she wants to eat, and she has to cook everything. She's fucking doing my head in.
It was kind of a pack mentality. It was like one person said something and it was almost like the bitchy floodgates were open.
I just don't get why you're bleaching your nose.
I can't believe she does her makeup in the toilet all discreet but walks out with that on her face.
Yeah, Big Brother is the ultimate honesty format. It's like it's dipping you in acid as a person. You can't hide anything. You are stripped to your bare essentials. Your personality is exposed.
Shilpa should go in there and ask how long you should cook a chicken for.
I said maybe they cook them differently in India.
Cook it for
That's why they're all thin, because they're sick all the time.
They were beyond thinking what other people outside were thinking about. They weren't thinking about that anymore. And their dislike for this one person just kind of took over.
Complaints started sort of coming in. It coincided with a visit that Gordon Brown was making to India when he was Chancellor of the Exchequer.
I understand that in the United Kingdom there have been already 10,000 complaints from viewers. We want to be a nation of fairness and tolerance. Anything that detracts from that, I condemn. Okay?
Once he waded into this debate, he suddenly took on this other life.
And now the British police are investigating threats to the housemates of the reality show.
The global news impact of this Big Brother seemed almost surreal. But the dynamics in the house had exposed class, culture and race issues and our sometimes unsavoury responses to them.
Our view of it at the very outset was this is all to do with insecurity and where you are in the celebrity pecking order and class to some degree.
Kate Moss invited me back to her house for a party. That's my claim to fame. Not Shilpa Darupa.
Is that what the name is?
That I have not seen the particular programme in question, therefore can't comment on it. But of course, I would agree entirely with the principle that he has outlined, which is that we should oppose racism in all its forms.
You walked into Ofcom, the banks of television were on Celebrity Big Brother. Not just Celebrity Big Brother, but the news channels. It was being reported 24 hours a day. There were calls for us to take that programme off air.
Well, we were off the map. We were completely off the charts. No one had ever experienced anything like that before.
It was like wolves feeding on you, and we couldn't stop them. We couldn't stop and say, look, let's consider this for a second. Let's have a debate about it. Let's talk about it.
We received 45,000 complaints over a period of 3 days, and at one time we were receiving about 30 complaints a minute.
Something had to give.
We had to get the girls out, one by one.
We weren't allowed to have an audience at the eviction, so she came out of the Big Brother house to silence. I remember one of my overriding things being, she is going to be destroyed and I'm responsible for this.
The usually upbeat post-eviction interviews were raw and direct.
Oh my God, they are shooting us.
No, come on!
This isn't just about a TV show anymore, it's a major diplomatic row.
I think the Indians want reassured that we are a nation of fairness and we're a nation of tolerance.
Concerned that the Bollywood actress is the subject of racist bullying, today reached Prime Minister's question time.
Those three young women are witches with a capital B.
Well, the reaction here in Mumbai, the Indian film industry's capital, is one of outrage.
Oh my God.
So what's happened, basically, between you, Jade, and Danielle and Shilpa has made headline news across the world. It's been an international incident. And the reason behind all of that, just to clear things up before we go any further, was this.
Suddenly groups have formed. And that's happened after Jade's come in.
The allies, a little army.
She's fucking funny little
No, I don't trust her. I don't trust her. At all. Why am I detested? Why am I hated?
The thing that aggravates me with Shilpa, she fingers your food.
Oh, this chicken is fine.
Do they do that in India, eat with the hands? Or is that in China?
I'm not sure, I don't like all that though. Don't be put
I
fingers in
don't
my
know where their
food.
fingers have been.
It's fine, they're all thin because they're sick all the time.
Would you like some tea?
Fuck off with that round my head.
I've got a big hairy face. I must bleach the hairs off my face.
It's not my argument, so I'm just trying to stay out of it.
You did not only pick OXO cubes off the shopping list, so you're a liar. Not only are you fake, you're a liar. There you go, boom, boom.
Joe, I mean, are you going to say something here? I mean, what is happening here?
Danielle and Joe just sat there and laughed. They may as well have said those things themselves.
Made my day.
I fucking breaking my day up, I'm telling you.
Questioning whether the Indians were thin because they didn't cook their food properly.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Did I?
You said that there, and that's...
Do you know what? I didn't even remember saying that.
But you did.
As a show, we turned into like Newsnight for a week. It was just extraordinary. Why were you so horrible to her? Because you were just, I mean, the three of you as well just sort of ganged up on it. And it was just so uncomfortable to watch.
Like, I didn't think I was being a bully until I watched it.
Did you never think to yourself, did you never stop and put your foot on the ball and just go, oh, God, I am being a bit harsh on this one? I had to ask these questions. You know, her behaviour was awful. So I had to hold her to account for this. Have you thought seriously about maybe I'll just retire from public life and...
I haven't thought about none of it. I haven't thought about what I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do. I just want to get it clear to everybody out there that I'm not a racist, but yes.
And, you know, and I pillared the girl. I felt dreadful for it. I had to have a double brandy to just relax myself. It was a horrible, horrible afternoon.
It was just the good old modern politics of Britain, full of sensation, tabloid campaigns, something must be done, politicians who never watched it having opinions on it, regulators who didn't want to lose the PR battle, harassed broadcasting executives who looked as they were slightly on the run. Just another day in Britain, in the exciting modern media world we live in.
Channel 4 issued an apology, and media attention shifted elsewhere. But the effects of this painful affair on Big Brother were long-term.
After that whole sort of furore, we are required now to absolutely intervene when anything, when there's either a sort of hint of bullying or certainly racism.
The rules of the game get harder and harder and harder to abide by for the producers and the housemates, but the viewer still expects to be entertained in exactly the same way.
So we've covered the history of reality TV, we've looked at the impacts that it's had on our society, but how is it evolving into the future?
The US network Fox launched a brand new reality show, Utopia, in 2014. Based on the original Dutch version, it saw 16 people try to launch a new society in the east coast of America. However, it was axed a few months later due to poor ratings. The production company Endemol, the people behind Big Brother, had originally planned to film those going up to colonise Mars as part of the Mars One project, as part of a new reality TV show. However, these plans fell through in 2014 due to problems in negotiations. ITV2 just recently launched a brand new series of Love Island. This will be ITV's second attempt at the reality show, as the first time round it went up against Big Brother 6 in 2005. It did not do well in the ratings.
But if there's one thing that we can agree on with reality TV, it's that it isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
We are the